How could a baseless theory be taught as fact? Check it out. Hello, welcome back. Science is the study of nature, and evolution is one such study. 150 years ago, Charles Darwin's observation of the Galapagos finches is a perfect example for microevolution. Microevolution is a change in the frequency of a gene in a population. For example, meet the world's tallest man, Robert Wadlow, with his family. Microevolution is a fact. But many in the scientific community disagree when microevolution is extrapolated to account for macroevolution. Macroevolution is a famous theory which claims that one species crossed over to the other. There is no evidence for it, yet it is taught as a fact. More than 1,000 bold scientists from prestigious universities all around the globe came out and signed the statement, politely calling for the careful examination of the evidences for Darwinian theory. This move by the scientists just proves the point that the theory of evolution, that is macroevolution, is not based on evidences. Theodosius Dobzhansky, a prominent geneticist and evolutionary biologist, says that the living world is not a single array of individuals in which two variants are connected by unbroken series of integrades, but an array of more or less distinctly separate arrays, intermediates between which are absent or at least rare. Let's understand it better. What Dobzhansky was saying was that the living world is not a single array of individuals in which any two variants are connected by unbroken series of changes, but an array of more or less distinctly separate arrays, intermediates between which are absent or at least rare. Even Charles Darwin said about the intermediate links that this perhaps is the gravest objection which can be urged against my theory, and 150 years later it still stands true. While the traditional and fundamental evolutionists hold on to evolution as a slow and gradual change over time, known as a phyletic gradualism, the fossils reveal the contrary. Niles Eldredge and Stephen Jay Gould, both biologists and paleontologists respectively, observed from the fossil records that new species emerged very rapidly. Hence the gap in the fossils is a reality. This theory is known as the punctuated equilibria. Punctuated equilibria disproves the assumption of phyletic gradualism. Another assumption by the traditionalists is the universal common descent. James M. Tour, a synthetic organic chemist, says that evolution is both about the mechanism by which change occurs over time and the theory of universal common descent. But the mechanisms are unknown, and the theory of universal common descent is confronted by issues of uncommonness through ENCODE and orphan gene research, and each year the evidence for uncommonness is escalating. Both assumptions of evolution, phyletic gradualism and universal common descent, are not in agreement with the evidence from nature. Hence the famous saying, "Our closest relative the chimp," is incorrect. Our closest relative still remains another human being in the other corner of the world. The genetic similarity between human to human is 99.9%. The 0.1% includes all our differences, while human to chimp is 92% or less, which includes all the deleted, duplicated, and copied genes. A 1% genetic difference itself means that both are different species. In the book of beginnings in the Jewish scripture, it is written that God created all living creatures from the earth, vegetation followed by marine animals, land animals, and finally human beings. It is clearly mentioned that every living creature was created according to its own kind, and they multiplied. And as they multiplied, surely microevolution is inevitable. Both studies, paleontology and genetics, shows the spontaneous appearance of species and their uncommon descent respectively. In reality number 4, we saw the spontaneous appearance of species and now their uncommon descent. Obviously, the similarities would be evident as the building material used for the creation of all living organisms, created according to their own kind, is the same: Earth. All living organisms were created according to its kind. Mankind was created in the image and likeness of God. Truth will always prevail. Thank you for watching. See you soon.